Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. For those who do not know me or this is your first time coming on here, welcome to our tribe. My name is Shanta. My husband and I are in the process of becoming, actually, the end of the process of becoming foster parents, and probably, I don't know, just follow our journey to see our adoption journey as well. So I'm not really sure if we'll be adopting. Well, we do know we're going to be adopting, but we're not going into foster care to adopt, if that makes sense. But we will be if we when we adopt, when we choose to adopt, or the occasion arise for us at the time to adopt, we will be adopting through foster care. Anyways, I wanted to pop on here for those of you that have been following our journey. I'm trying to make this really quick because I have class tonight at 7. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and log on. So anyways, I wanted to pop on because we finally, like I said, if you've been following our journey, you know that we've been waiting about 3 months to get our, excuse me, to get our, what am I trying to say? To get our home study. So where we live, these are the steps to become foster parent. So you either go through CPS or you go through a private agency. We decided to go through a private agency for several reasons. We've had some friends and family that already worked for this agency and spoke highly about them, and we knew a couple of people that work for the agency as well. So that's what we decided to do versus going straight through CPS. So we called up this particular agency, which I'm not going to mention. Hopefully, I never mention because I'm trying to protect the kids that will be coming in our home. And so I don't want to put that out on social media. I hope I have not done so already. But if I have, so be it. But I'm trying not to repeat it. So we went to this agency. We got our application. We filled our application out. About a week later, we got an email saying that everything on the application looked good, that we are invited to go get a fingerprint FBI check. What this does is check your background, make sure you haven't hurt or killed anybody. And at that particular time, if everything comes back good, then you will be invited to take these classes. So we got the FBI background check, and it says that we are approved to do foster and adopt, because that's what we did. We when we filled out the application, we put foster and adoption. So we won't have to go back and do another fingerprinting check. I think we do, regardless, just before check, just because, like for example, if we get our first placement, and I'm not even gonna say that because I'm not sure. We just went ahead and did both. So that came back, and then we sent that to our agency. Well, they sent that to us and said, here's your fingerprint background check. You got approved. So now we would like to invite you to the classes. My husband and I both are full-time workers, so we had to do a couple classes outside the home, but a lot of them were in our home with the agency worker, and some of them were online. So that worked out. We finished all of our classes. Matter of fact, we did 2 of the classes in my husband's truck traveling to New Mexico. That we went to New Mexico for vacation, and we did 2 of them while we're on the road. He was driving, and I'm reading all the information, and we're discussing the questions and things like that. It was actually really good. I wish we could have did more in the truck because it was really cool. But so we did that, and then we had to do after we got all the classes finished, we did our home study. We had to do a CPR, first aid, and we had to do a restraining class. It's not really called restraining classes, but that's basically what it is. It teaches you how to safely control a child if they're in danger of themselves or others. That is the only time that we will be using it or needing that at that particular time. After that, we were supposed to get our home study within 3 weeks of that last class. However, things happened. I got sick for about 2 weeks with pneumonia. I did not know I had that. And so it just got worse. And so I couldn't do anything for 2 weeks. And then the guy who we were working through with, his daughter got sick. And so a lot of things just kept coming up. And then to a point where I actually second guessed, should we become foster parents, because it should not be this hard as I thought, you know. And so I'm looking at the time because I have to log on. Actually, you guys give me a minute, just 1 minute. Give me 1 minute because I need to log on my computer because I have to be on my class at 7. And so I want to be able to just go ahead and be on when that time comes. You know what I mean? I should have did this before I got on here, but that's okay. And so, okay, so what was I saying? So we were supposed to get our home study, and so we end up being 3 months. I know 2 months. I'm sorry, it ended up being 2 months. November, December. Oh no, it was end up being 3 months. Yeah, and so I was really discouraged and upset, and I was second guessing myself. I was like, Lord, maybe this is not the calling for us. Maybe, but we felt it so strong from God. So it was things that we just had to get through, right? Because it was just pretty much preparing us things that we've heard the other people had to go through in foster care. You're always waiting. You're always feel like no one's listening to you. They're not pushing and stuff like that. However, I don't want to discourage anybody from becoming foster parents, but there's a lot of things that you got to go through, courts, visitation, and all these things. So everything is not going to be tomorrow or the next day or whatever. And sometimes it can be. It's just the fact of the matter is when you're dealing with a lot of people and a lot of different scheduling, then things like that happen. So we're not mad. It finally got done. Matter of fact, it was Sunday. And so that's the reason why I made this video, is I wanted to discuss a little bit about how that worked out. So, and I don't see any of this. I see some, but not to the details that I'm going to give you 5 questions of what they asked. But I looked on YouTube, and it's really not a lot about the questions that you're asked. I'm not going to go in details because they don't want you to think about this answer, and I think that's why they don't put a lot on out in the public. So I'm not going to do the real private questions where people think they feel like they're been invaded in their privacy. But let me tell you, she explained it. The lady that came to our house to do a home study was amazing. We fell in love with her. She really explained why these questions are asked. So they ask you about 30 so pages of questions. And what happens after these questions? She's basically writing a story about you or your husband or anyone in your home. And so what that entails is, for example, hi, this is Shanta. She's 42 years old. She went to high school. She went to college. She graduated. Blase. Your whole life history is written into a story. And so she has to ask these questions so that she can present you as best as possible, so that they can match the child with the right family. Like she explained, like if they come from a home and their dad played football, well, one of the questions was what did you do in high school? Did you play any sports? What were your interests and hobbies, things of that nature. So if a child was removed from the home and their dad played football, and then the foster dad plays football and the foster child plays football, they're going to connect on that level. So they try to put a child in a home to keep their life as simple or more relatable, as simple as possible, if you will. So I'm going to give you 5 questions that they asked, and they asked a whole lot more, and I'm not going to give you the private ones. So what is your greatest loss? Was one, and mine was when I lost my dad. That was the greatest loss. What was your happiest memories from your childhood? And mine that I remember is going fishing with my dad. They asked, how many siblings do you have? And I have 6. They asked, who are you closest to out of your sibling group? And I said that I'm close to all my siblings, and that is the truth. I think, and then they said, who is your, since you're one of the oldest, who are you closer to? And that was my sister Daniela. And it's so funny, my oldest sister, she was close to the sister that was born right after me, and I was closer to my sister that was born after that one. So anyways, that was that. Then they asked, who in your family were you closest with? Not including your parents. Someone that lived outside the home, and that person was my grandmother. And I'm definitely going to make some videos about her. She was so sweet and so kind and so thoughtful, and she thought the world of me. And I know my siblings and cousins and all, they're going to see this, but they have to admit I was my grandmother's favorite for sure. She kept me out of a lot of trouble from my mom. But so those are 5 of the questions that they asked, and they definitely asked a lot more. And so what it looked like was she interviewed my husband and I together, and that was basically about our marriage, when we met, how we met, what are things that, and so just different questions of that. And then she asked us individual questions about our childhood. And then after that, she asked about the type of kids that we would bring in our home, the ages, the gender, and they like to say that our ages from birth to 5, and say that we just want to do birth to 3. Well, what if you get a sibling group, and it's 3 sibling groups, and the oldest is 5, but 2 of them are 3 and 2, or 3 and newborn? Will you still take them? And if you say maybe, or if you say anything about maybe, she likes to expand it, at least the lady that we worked with, like to expand it just a little bit to give you that wiggle room. So our ages was 1 to 4, and she put, birth to 4, because we didn't want to interrupt our birth order in our family. So she ended up putting birth to 5. Our niece is 5 years old, and we wanted to keep her older. Well, so if we get a 5-year-old, she'll be younger than her, because my niece is getting ready to be 6. So soon, not soon, but anyways, that's that. And then we did the gender, which we're doing girls, because we have our grand boys coming over all the time, and we did not want to share rooms with them. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but we just already have a boy room set up, and it's only set up for 2. There's no more room. And then we decided that because our niece hangs out with us a lot, that we would get some girls for her to play with, and so and some friends and things like that. So we decided to do 2 as well. But after speaking with her, we decided to expand just a little bit. So we are doing birth to 5 girls, sibling groups of 3 and less. No more than 3. 3 is our limit. And that because of our car, just because we work full time and things of that nature. So that's that. After that, she had to do a walkthrough through our house. She had needed to know where our weapons were, our knives, cleaning products, medicine. She had to look at every room. I thought she was going to open drawers, but she didn't. She walked in the bathrooms, walked in the closet, came out, and we just pretty much showed her around the house. So she just had to see where the kids were going to sleep. So we showed her that room, and we also showed her our room that the boys sleep in when they come. And we showed them this room, which is a guest room. And so, and my office and my prayer closet, which is over there in that closet. And matter of fact, one of my videos I showed this, but I will show you guys. This is where I do all my warring when I'm stressed, crying, need prayer. And so this is the closet. And I have this because I had a dream that we adopted a little girl. And so whoever this belongs to, that's who we've been praying for. And I'm going to get some other clothes put in here to pray for whatever siblings the Lord bring in. We want to pray for them, and prayer, my oil. And so that's basically, and these are different people's prayers. If you have a prayer and you want me to pray for you, please let me know. That just makes me so happy when people give me their prayer requests. It makes me just super happy. So anyways, that's my prayer closet, and that's where, like I said, I do all my war room. Yeah, and so that's where I go. Let me see. Is there anything else to talk about? Oh, so she wanted to see the kids' room, which I think I did a video on that. But if you want me to, let me know. Put it down in the comments. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments. If you want my husband and I to do a Q&A about when we met, how we met, and all that good stuff, let me know. I'll post down below our email. You can send questions there. Anything that you want to see us, content that you want us to do on here. I will be doing a prank. However, I have to let you know ahead of time. The person that I'm going to do a prank with, she may cuss. I hope not. But she might. And I'm not sure how I feel about that put on this channel, because this is a Christian channel. And so we shall see. If not, then I'm definitely going to do a prank on somebody in my family. Wait for it. But if y'all want me to do a prank, tell me what kind of pranks. I'm not going to do any cheating prank, any fake pregnancy, any suicide, or anything that can be misconstrued to hurt someone else's feeling. That's not what we are about, because I don't think those are funny. Those videos are not funny. My husband and I will not be doing pranks like that on each other, or on our kids, or anything like that. So please don't put that in the comments, because it won't happen. Other than that, I think that is pretty much. Oh, back to her. So she checked the kids' rooms, and after that she had to check outside, our garage, in the front of the house. Also, where we live, I'm not sure the county or that you're from or anything like that, we had to send them pictures of each room. We had to send them pictures on the outside of our house, the front and the back. And if you want to, I know I did this before, but I will show you I'm not going to show you the kids' rooms, but I will show you the playroom that she was really impressed about. And if you not new to my channel, then you've seen it before. Okay. So this is the learning area. They're only allowed to do puzzles, anything to do with learning. This is the adult table that they play on, but of course we're in the middle of laundry, so that's why that's there. A chalk easel, a library. This is the car center. Anything to do with cars, that's what they come over here. Things of that, see? So, and all types of little action figures. That's what goes over here. The couch where, if you come over, adults hang out so we can watch the kids play. This is the home center. And this is the kitchen center. And then sometimes we have movie night where the kids sit here when we're not allowed to eat upstairs. But if we have movie night, they are allowed to eat. That's the only time they're allowed to eat up here. And I actually have movie boxes, like the actual boxes that you get from the movies where you put popcorn, a drink, and a little candy. I actually ordered that from Amazon. And so, yeah, that's that. And I guess I'll show y'all the bathroom. This is the girls' bathroom. Will be upstairs. But since they all get dressed up here, and we're gonna start off with 4. But if we get 5, then I have to do another color. But everything in the house matches that. So there we go. So one girl has pink, one girl has purple. My grandchildren, the dark blue and the light blue. And like everything in my house matches that. So downstairs we have a little cubby holes that have where they can put their where they can put their jackets, and underneath that there's where they put their shoes when they come home, and they match those out there in their individual rooms. They also have those colors to match. What I do on Saturdays, I wash clothes, and in their bins, this is gonna be hard to explain, so let me show y'all I'm not gonna show y'all the room, but I'm gonna show you the bins. So there's, you see that 6 bins, and so I already have them printed out from my Cricut. I haven't put them on there yet, but basically we're going to do, gonna put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That way they can just pull out and their clothes will be in there. I have not, we're on Monday, so he just put that on. But basically, so they haven't been over here, so his clothes are still in there from. So anyways, that's what we do in each room, and as you can see, those match. I end up showing you the other room anyway. They match their cubbies in the bathroom. And so what goes in these, I'm actually going to hang them on the wall like that. And what we're going to put in there is a cup, a toothbrush, a toothpaste, and their face towel or whatever they need to get dressed and things of that nature. One of the rules in our house is you can't walk around half naked. I mean, they're kids, so they're not gonna be, I mean, they can. But just in case we get older kids, which we're probably not, but just respect each other's space and privacy and things like that. So you get dressed in the bathroom, and then you come out. And so, like I said, even their dinnerware, their plates and things match those colors, so there won't be any fight. I want the purple plate. I want the blue plate. You know what? You only get your dark blue. You only get your purple. You only get your pink. And so that's what that is. And so whenever we go somewhere in the car, if I have towels behind each of their chairs that match them, so they can't say, well, I want to sit there by the door. I want to sit. It's already there, and we're not moving. Period. So anyways, I'm gonna get off of here. I need to log on for my class. Just wanted to get on here and touch base with you on where we are on our journey. Now that our home study is completed, she's going to take all the information that she collected, make a story about all her stuff that she collected, hand it into the state. The state will then review it, and then we will go in a database to be certified. Oh, they'll send us our certification, I'm sure, through the email or mail. I'm not really sure how they do that. And then we just wait for a call. So they said because they're backed up a little bit, so it'll be another 2 to 3 weeks before we hear anything. So we are just taking this time, enjoying it, looking for daycares so that we can have all that already lined up before we get a call and things like that. However, we are able to get emergency placements being that everything has checked out. So with that, I'm going to say good night and goodbye, and make sure you love each other like God says. And if you can't do that, at least do what Ellen says and be kind to one another. Bye.